Good morning, guys. Welcome to a new video. Today we are starting out in our earliest maturity bean field. Now these are 2.2 maturity. We have some 2.9s that are turning, but quite a ways behind these ones. These ones are the farthest along, and it looks like we could be harvesting these fairly shortly. This strip here is foliared too. Just by the way, I believe there's 160 feet of foliar here, and then an 80-foot check, and then 160 foot of foliar, and then an 80-foot check. And I believe there's one more 160-foot strip of foliar over there farther. But we're just gonna pull a plant, see what it looks like. It is getting very close, very, very close. I got 2 plants there so we can compare. They are looking good. There's a lot of pods on these plants. I'm very happy with it. Cannot wait to get out here and see what the yield monitor tells me this field's gonna run. I'm crossing my fingers for 65 to 70 bushel. Probably not gonna get that with the weather we had, but that is what I'm hoping the foliared strips bring in. And yeah, hopefully. So last minute, I have been informed that in order to carry crop insurance at the premiums that we currently do on our wheat, it has to be in 2 separate sections. Otherwise, our premium goes up, I think, almost 100% or over 100%. So I am checking this field right across the road, different section. The plan is we're going to split that field that we were just in. 30 acres of that is going to go into wheat. The other 35 acres that's there will go into corn next year, because that field is beans on beans. I can't rotate that into another field, another year of beans. Here we have 50 acres. What we're going to do is we're going to do 30 acres of this field as well, if it turns in time. I don't like how this is just starting to turn, or even I believe the middle of the field on this side's a 2.5. That's where the yellow's at. The headlands are a 2.9, so we could be waiting a long time to get in this field. But yeah, if plans go the way I want them to, 30 acres of this field will be wheat. The other 20 will be beans on beans next year, and then that will rotate into wheat next fall. I am going to be watching that field closely though, and if it does not look like it is going to make it to where we can get wheat in a timely manner there, it will all be going on the other side of the road, and we are just gonna have to eat that insurance premium, because paper's already signed, so we can't drop out of our insurance now. But yeah, I don't have any other beans that are as close to these, and my main reasoning behind wanting to get all the wheat in early is because that is where most of the yield bump came in this year, was early planted wheat. So if I can get the wheat in early, get it sprayed, have a lot of growth over the winter, have a lot of tillers, we will have good wheat next year, hopefully. All right, little sidetracked here. I'm supposed to be getting this drone ready for cover crops. Went through and did a couple calibrations. Now we're gonna take it out here and see what it does for real, see if it's putting on the right amount. So we're spreading rye, going 50 pounds an acre, and this is a little over an acre. It's saying I need 55 pounds. I'm a little short. Dad's bringing the drill, because that's what we're gonna plant the rest of the field with. I'm gonna dip out of that, get the seed I need, mess around with settings, get it dialed in, and hopefully by the end here it'll be perfect, so we can go out and start spreading rye for other people.
Aircraft preparing to take off. Stand back at a safe distance. Take off.
Percent right now. It's almost out. It's gonna be close.
Spray tank empty.
Got that right at the end, and it ran out at 55 pounds, so that's right. The drone is calibrated correctly. It came out exactly what it was supposed to. So now I have the corn head tore apart here. Not tore apart, but dismantled so that I can go through it. I've lubed up all the chains. I have broke all these plugs loose, these gearbox plugs. We're gonna go through and put grease in all the gearboxes. And then this thing should be fairly well ready to rock and roll this fall. I've already gone through the combine, the grain head, the semi, and the grain cart. So this is the last thing other than that truck, which we'll see if we use that truck or not. I will have to go get filters for it, and we'll have to buy oil because we are out of bulk engine oil. So we'll see. I would have liked to have put a poly kit in this year under the auger trough, but I am going to just let it be for now, and then we'll probably tackle something like that next year. And the corn, I've showed you guys beans. These are the beans that we were in the beginning of this video. These are early planted, late maturity soybeans. So these are 2.9 that were planted April 27th. So they look very good, and they are not too far behind them, probably 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out. This is corn right across the road here. That would be the Golden Harvest 02 K39. This ear specifically is 18 around, half milk line, or almost 3/4 milk line at this point, and 30 something long. Did the calculation on this with a 28,000 stand and a 90,000 kernel bushel, and that came out to 212 bushel the acre. All the years aren't like that out there, but if they were close, some good corn. This year though came out of the same field, 14 around and I think 29 or 30 long, and this one, top end yield gone, this one came out to 150 bushel. Disappointing, but nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna have to harvest it, put it in the bin, get the best price we can, and that'll keep us farming for another year. Take these plugs out, and I just squirt it. No filings on the cap, that's good. I just stick the grease gun end in the hole and go until it starts squirting out the top around the grease gun. So, get a comfortable seat, because sometimes it takes a second. And here we go. And I do this every year, so however much grease it takes, that is what 1 year's worth. Or for us, last year we did 120 acres of corn. That's how much grease it goes through in that period of time. So with harvest very close and encroaching, I start planning ahead for next year, because for anybody who doesn't know how agriculture works, your best seed discounts and chemical discounts and most your fertilizer and everything, its cheapest point is right before or during the harvest of the previous year. So as soon as harvest starts, or like the 1st of October, your seed discount decreases and keeps decreasing up until planting. So what I do is I have here all of our fields listed out all the way down, acres next to them, and it takes up a page in a little bit. So I have what's there this year, all the beans, corn, wheat, and this is just conventional. As far as organic goes, Dad does all the management for purchasing seed and that sort, and then hay is just it's there. We just cut and bale it. But I handle the conventional seed orders, all the chemical, and fertilizer's kind of up in the air. Dad handles it sometimes. Sometimes I'll handle it, but for the most part, I do most of the management. This is what we had last year. We had 131 acres of corn. What this is estimates. I didn't didn't add it up. 131 acres of corn, 50 acres of wheat, and 254 acres of beans. Next year, these are actual acreages. We are going to have 133 acres of corn, 65 acres of wheat, and 238 acres of beans. And 82 acres of those beans are going to be beans on beans. So we're going to be planting right into bean stubble. And 32 of those 82 acres are going to be no-till. We're flying clover onto the beans this fall, and it's going to be a perennial clover, so it's going to come back in the spring, and then I'm going to cut through that with the planter and then kill the clover right after I plant. Hopefully there we are eliminating the need for a burn down, so that's about $15-ish an acre we'd save, and then we are eliminating a tillage pass as well. Or in some cases 2 tillage passes, so that could range from $8 to $20 an acre that we're saving there as well. So that the clover was fairly cheap. I want to say it was like 20 bucks an acre, so without the burn down even, we are saving money. And then so after I calculate acres of what everything's gonna be, also here I have everything listed out where it's going, and I also labeled what I'm using as far as chemical. Beans are getting split. I'm doing 2 different programs, so I wrote down where those programs are going. Some stuff got changed here. We were trying to adjust to our insurance to get a cheaper premium on wheat, but after checking fields we realized we can't really split up our wheat. We don't have enough time to get it in after some of the beans come off, so it's all just going in one field, and we are just taking a hit on the premium. We just figured there's not a whole lot we can do at this point now, but planning next year, wheat will be going in separate sections so that we get the discounted premium. So here is my chemical list. I will be talking with my chemical providers here within the next month, getting whatever is discounted ordered, and then leaving what I can for spring. So I have everything I want on this page, or everything I need. Couple things are pending harvest. That is our foliar program that we are trialing. If that shows a return on investment, everything will get that program that we did this year next year. And then one field, the 50 acres that will be going into wheat next fall, that will get a trial done on it, but that will be a quantity trial instead of what I did this year. The wheat we will do experiments on as well. That is going to get or I gotta talk to the rep yet, but my thoughts is it's going to get a dose of upward with the pre-emerge this fall, and then in the spring when I do 28, it will get architect, and then architect and boron, just a cheap off-the-shelf boron, and then during fungicide it will get I gotta look at my sheet again, but I believe it's onward or KSB with boron, maybe sulfur as well. Anyway, thought if anyone was interested, walk you through my train of thought or management practice for fall. And this is a very bare bones deal. It can change drastically from now till spring if markets change. We have been favoring beans because of the way corn is. It's still fairly costly to grow, and the market doesn't show a huge return. We will fill our bin site up. We hold about 25,000 bushel, and so we will fill that up with the 130 acres. Wheat, we started growing wheat again when wheat shot up and I'd like to try just keep it in the rotation because it's really good for a no-till cover crop rotation. You can get a good cover crop growth in after the wheat and account for most of your nitrogen the following year for the corn. So that's just, I want to keep it there. You may not make money on it, but you're going to save a lot more money the following year with the next crop. So with that, we got a little bit of work done in this video, and you guys saw me mumble on about plans for next year. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.